Well, hey everyone, Jason here. Lifehouse Connection. This is our brand new YouTube channel, and we will be doing our first sermon a week from tomorrow. So I think that will be the 26th of May. Now, this is just a raw video. It's our very first one. I hope that when it comes through on our first sermon, that it will look a little bit better than it does now. So what is Lifehouse Connection? Well, let me give you the history. About 2.5 years ago, we started a Bible study online. During that time, it's still going to this day. During that time, we've seen a lot of salvations and almost 30 baptisms throughout Canada. Now, one thing that we've found is we try to plug people into local churches throughout Canada. And it's really hard to find biblically sound churches. In some communities, you can't find any Christian churches. And when we do find churches, it's really hard to get people connected because the pastor won't contact people, right? So last week, I was talking with a dear pastor friend of mine and just telling him what's going on in our lives. And he said, Jason, it sounds like to me that God is moving you on into a new ministry. Because as many of you know, I would go live on TikTok for 2 years teaching adult Sunday school at my church. And for the last year, our new pastor, God bless him, he wanted to take it in a different direction. And so we went that way. And about 100 of you over the last year asked, hey, when are you going to start doing your Sunday sermons again? And they weren't sermons, they were just Sunday school, but you guys liked them. And we noticed something. I always check the analytics, and our biggest group in 1 hour on TikTok was 14,000. We were averaging 1,500 to 5,000 people every Sunday coming into the room. Now, that's not all at once. That's throughout the hour. But we're averaging, 20, 30 people at a time. Now, bring it forward to this. We've got nowhere to plug these people in. So my friend and I, we prayed together, and he said, let's pray that we find a church that would see what you're doing and want to support you. Well, a couple minutes later, after I hung up with him, another pastor friend of mine popped up on Facebook, and we started talking and said, hey, can we make a phone call? So made a phone call, and we started playing the what if game. What if I just went on YouTube and TikTok at the same time live and started doing what I was doing in Sunday school? A lot of you are joining in. Okay, so let's play the what if game again. How do we baptize, right? When people get saved. I've been traveling all over Alberta, baptizing people and then trying to get them into churches. I can't drive to Toronto or Moncton or Quebec. It doesn't make sense. Here's another what if. How do you do communion? Doing it on a screen, come on. We've done that during COVID, and it's not the same thing. So how do we do that? So we're playing the what if game. And this is what we came up with. And I think it's going to work. What we came up with is I'll teach online. And then after you get used to the teaching, why don't you just invite some friends over? I'll be going live 10 o'clock Sunday mornings, Mountain Standard Time. That's Alberta time. So if you're in BC, that would be 9 o'clock. If you're in Ontario, that'd be noon. Invite some friends over. And if you invite some friends over, in the description here on the YouTube channel is our email address. Send us an email and just tell us what you're doing. We'll get in contact with you and we'll give you free training. How to open your home, how to share the gospel, how to do the Lord's Supper, how to baptize, how to do outreach. Talk about outreach. We will never, ever, ever ask you for money. As these little cell churches start together throughout Canada and the United States, we're asking you to pool your own money together in your own little group and go out and bless your community. You might know a single mom who's struggling and needs groceries. Go and buy her a few gift cards from the grocery store, or some diapers for her baby, or formula, or something like that. Or maybe you have an elderly neighbor whose house is in shambles. You can go out and help them. Things like that you can go out and bless your community. Okay? And then we'll do training with you guys, weekly training, and encourage you and pray for you, and pray with you. And that's the vision of Lifehouse Connection. We want to be a first century style church for the digital age. The way that my friend put it, the way that my friend put it is, in the book of Acts, they would meet weekly at the temple and then day to day in people's homes. And he said, Jason, what if the weekly meeting is online and then people meet in their homes during the week? And when we made this step of faith, it was actually a week ago today, to say, okay, we're going to step away from our church and our ministries there and pursue this. The next morning, we had 4 groups ready to start. Then I wrote a letter to our church giving our resignation on Sunday. And on Monday, I get a call from one of our groups that's starting in Brooks, and we have our first baptism ready to go. I taught my very last home group. If you've been following me on my other TikTok channel, Captain Cookie's Bible Studies, you know that I'm going through Jeremiah. And I had to say goodbye to our group that I've been teaching for 5 years. And it was hard. But the very next day, we had 3 or 4 more groups ready to start. 2 in my town, another in Saskatoon, 1 in Kentucky, and 1 in Louisiana. This is a movement of God. It's something that was brought up by God, and we would hope that you'd want to take part in this. Anyway, we will see you May 26th, 10 o'clock a.m. God bless you.